Hey everybody, I'm Logan Alec. I'm a CPA on Choice Tax Relief. We help folks who owe the IRS or their state at least $10,000 of back taxes. And one situation where the tax situation can sometimes rear its ugly head and become a new situation is in the event of divorce, right? A couple had filed returns jointly, right, for several years. They racked up some back tax debt. Then they get divorced. And then the issue of the back tax debt becomes even more stickier than it was before, okay? I don't want to wade too much into those waters for purposes of this question because getting into Mrs. Chief is just wondering about one particular aspect of what often happens in the middle of a divorce with couples who have joint back tax debt. So this individual said, hey, I had checked my transcripts previously for certain tax years online and I'd been able to see them clearly. But now when I go and look at my transcripts for those years, the transcripts are blank. What's going on here? So what I think is going on here, getting into Mrs. Chief, is that the IRS has mirrored your account or your accounts, your collections cases for those tax years into two separate collections cases, right? When you jointly filed your taxes with your spouse, each year was a joint collections case with you and your spouse. Now that you're in the process of divorcing, it seems to me that somebody, if not you, then probably your soon-to-be ex-spouse or maybe their representative, or maybe your representative, if you have a representative, has requested that the IRS split that one joint collections case against both spouses into two separate collections cases, one against spouse one, the other against spouse two. Okay, and so that account transcript that you used to see, that joint account transcript that you used to see, you don't see it anymore or it's blank. What you got to do is you got to request your separate assessment transcript for each of these years, okay? And then you'll be able to see, or you should be able to see your information on there. As far as I know, I don't think that folks with just an IRS account can access those online. I know we can, and we do, and that's why if you work with Choice Tax Relief, if you look at your 8821 or your 2848 POA, when at kind of a little more than halfway through those forms, when it asks you, hey, what tax forms and tax years does this cover? You know, if you're an individual, we'll put the 1040, we'll put civil penalty, and we'll also put separate assessments. And that's just for this, specific kind of scenario, right? Where we might need to pull separate assessment transcripts for taxpayers who had a joint collections case that has now been mirrored into two separate files at the IRS. So that's what I would guess is going on here, getting into Mrs. Chief. I would say that you should request a separate assessment transcript. I know how we do it here at Choice Tax Relief for clients. They sign when clients sign up, they literally sign a POA saying we can request them, and we can call the IRS prac line and request them for clients. I don't actually know off the top of my head how just a non-professional taxpayer could request them. You could probably call the transcript line and ask them, right? What's the process for you to request your separate assessment transcripts? Or if you're working with a professional, they should know, they should be able to pull them for you, okay? Because I know we do day in and day out here at Choice Tax Relief. Anyway, folks, if you have sticky tax situations like this, divorced or not, married or not, state issues, federal issues, you owe at least $10,000 or more in back tax debt, or you have multiple years of unfiled tax returns, you qualify for a free consultation with us here at Choice Tax Relief, which you can schedule by giving us a call at 866-8000-TAX. That's 866-8000-829. Or you can go to choicetaxrelief.com, fill out the form on the website, and we will be sure to reach out to you. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.